Being a difference maker. One thing that stands out to me about the Apostle Paul was his thoughtful consideration to make a difference rather than making a point. Paul obviously had a rich background in Jewish religion, and, no doubt, there were many beliefs and viewpoints that he felt very strongly about. If you've ever read the Old Testament, you know that an Israelite would shudder at the thought of idols. Thou shalt not have any graven idols. With this background, Paul does something that not many Jewish Christians would have done. Paul decided, rather than making a point, he would make a difference. Luke records a wonderful scenario of Paul in Athens in Acts 17 verses 16 through 34. In this passage, Luke notes, while Paul was waiting for them in Athens, he was deeply troubled by all the idols he saw everywhere in the city. Paul makes an important decision at this point. He decides not to make a point about all the idols he sees. Instead, he uses the idols as an opportunity to bring Christ to the Athenians. He ponders and thinks about the common ground that he has with his audience. And eventually, he gets a great opportunity to address a large audience before the Athens High Council. Paul builds 3 bridges to connect his audience with himself. 1. Commends them for being religious. 2. Speaks of the unknown God. 3. Points to their poets, we are his offspring. So, here's what you and I need to think about. Are we apt to judge when we see people doing ungodly things? Or will we take the time to find some common ground and use it as an opportunity to bring Jesus to them? When you see the homeless, do you want to make a point or make a difference in their lives? When you see someone who is infrequent in their church attendance, do you write them off? Or do you try to make a difference in their life? When someone is struggling with some sin, do you judge or do you make a difference in their life? Making a difference is hard, it takes time, and it takes investment in people's lives. I'm fairly sure that is how Paul lived his life. I'm positive it's how our Lord Jesus lived with the people who came across his path. The question for you and me to ask is, will I take the easy way out and make a point? Or will I take the time to make a difference? Written by Brother Andy Weeks for CDMI.